And you're welcome to Inside Lagos. I'm Adedoja Salam Adeniyi. We're reaching you from Epe, the Jubilee Chalet venue of the Lagos-Kano Economic and Investment Summit 2018. This is the first time Lagos and Kano will come together to discuss economic integration. And some of the things they've put forward, top agenda are security, transportation, traffic management, and of course, education, tourism, agriculture, good governance, among others.
Also announcing the arrival of
the Lagos-Kano Economic and Investment Summit was witnessed by dignitaries across the country and beyond. Speaking at the opening of the inaugural edition of the summit, Nigeria's Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, said at least $2 billion will be required to revive the Lagos-Kano rail line as part of efforts to boost local and international trade along the northern and southern zones.
For us, what this meant, especially in the context of the Lagos and Kano collaboration, is the refurbishing of the narrow gauge Lagos to Kano rail with a concession to General Electric, which proposes to invest almost $2 billion in ensuring that the rail route is effective for the movement of cargo from the Apapa port to Kano. Similarly, we're investing in a Lagos to Kano standard gauge line. The Lagos-Ibadan portion of that is expected to be ready by the end of this year. Also, we have budgeted 80 billion naira for the development of special economic zones in the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. Part of the plan is to develop Nigeria as the garment manufacturer to the world, using the Lagos SEZ as a garment manufacturing hub.
Commending the Lagos and Kano state governors for creating a platform to collaborate for economic growth, Osinbajo expressed optimism that such initiatives would open up the investment opportunities that abound in both states.
Any serious planning of local and international commerce in Nigeria must take the Lagos-Kano connection seriously, especially its catalytic role for commerce across the country. This is why Their Excellencies, the governors of Lagos and Kano, deserve our profound commendation for this landmark gathering. This summit, for the first time, brings together 2 of Nigeria's most demographically significant states and its major centers of commerce, with a combined share of 37% of our national GDP, to explore opportunities for leveraging their individual and combined economic potentials for the benefit of their citizens and the entire country.
In his address, Governor Akinwumi Ambode said the decision of the state government to join the Oodua Investment Group triggered what has evolved over the last 2 years to become a signpost for effective partnerships between Lagos and other states. He said with the current economic challenges facing the nation, there was no better time for states to begin to look beyond an oil-driven economy and take advantage of their comparative advantages to engender economic growth.
Without necessarily saying that we wanted an economic integration, we decided, we believe that there is a story to be told about the future of Nigeria and its economy. And then doing that with Kebbi State, we feel strongly that if we partner with the most populated states alongside Lagos, the 2 most populated states, that could be a message we're trying to send to the Nigerian economy. So what's our message? The message is that beyond regional integration, there is still a national integration that is missing somewhere. And if we could complement the efforts of the federal government, we could be sending a stronger message to other states that there's a need for them to come together, and then we reactivate and re-energize what we mean by the economy of the nation. So I'm so glad that, the Vice President is here. He's been part of this journey also quietly, and we're so happy that he's also witnessing this with us. Thank you very much, Mr. Vice President. So our simple message is this: we can grow the GDP for Nigeria from within the states and amongst the states. That's the message of this particular summit. I believe strongly, just the same way that the Lagos-Kebbi partnership was taken as a joke, this is going to be a serious deal for the Nigerian economy. Its partnership as a tool for sustainable economic development. Nigeria currently faces a national economic challenge with urgent need for drastic remedial actions to refocus the economy on the path of renewal. Most importantly, there's an urgent need to restructure the nation's economy following the adverse impact of the recent fall in commodity prices, including global oil prices, on our national economy. We believe that our national economy remains largely undiversified, with crude oil sales still accounting for over 90% of total revenue. And this means that the economy will remain vulnerable to volatilities in the international oil markets unless something is done immediately to stem the tide, hence the reason for this summit.
Also speaking, Governor Abdullahi Ganduje of Kano said his administration entered into the partnership with Lagos with a strong belief that it will create a veritable platform to drive home grown investments in the face of volatile global oil prices.
Kano State sees this summit as a mechanism for building trust, cultivating mutually beneficial relationship, and boosting economic prosperity of our people. It is apt to stress that partnership and engagement such as this is the best tool to mitigate global economic uncertainty by building stronger relationships where information flows, including shared insights and extended collaboration. I must say at this juncture that stability, openness, and the common understanding encourage investments.
On his part, President of Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, commended the partnership between both states. He said that Lagos has clearly demonstrated its readiness for serious investments.
Lagos State and Kano State should, in my opinion, have many potential areas of partnership. Both states are 50 years old, cosmopolitan in setting, and have a large and dense population. They have similar socio-economic challenges, are contiguous to international borders, and have gateways for international air travel. Another important similarity is that they are both non-oil economies, although Lagos State has recently jumped the fence.
It will also serve as a veritable vehicle for cross-fertilization of ideas. Permit me to conclude this message by quoting Henry Ford, who said, "Coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success." As Lagos and Kano states embark on this partnership, it is my sincere hope that the two states will progress together as we work relentlessly towards achieving success.
It is also important as we attract investment, not to underestimate the importance of local direct investment. In economic terms, when an economy depends almost entirely on foreign investment, an increase in GDP does not necessarily translate into an increase in national income.
My first appeal is to the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that the federal government should construct a dual carriage road from Dangote's refinery to link the Chagamu-Benin road. You don't expect Lagos State or Dangote to come and do that, because the revenue we are going to get from that place is very, very enormous. It will develop Nigeria, not only Lagos.
Akinyemi Ashade and Shamsuddin Usman are co-chairmen of this summit.
Connectivity has become very critical, or we can't have enough of infrastructure. So though it requires huge resources for us to be able to build and renew infrastructure. But for us, we continue to really ensure that we seek alternative funding towards ensuring that we provide all this infrastructure for Lagosians. And this summit provides opportunity for investors to seek partnership with government.
There's a lot of sense in the two of us working together in order to improve our economies. We can learn from each other. We can encourage investors to work in the two states. We can encourage our businessmen.
Other dignitaries from Lagos and Kano bear their minds on the partnership.
We see a collaboration that will impact both states, especially in Lagos. We're bound to gain extensively from this. Governor Ambode has invested a lot, in fact, in unprecedented way, whereby he has invested in infrastructure development in Lagos. This should be a catalyst for the rest of the states in Nigeria, and we hope other states, can learn from this.
For me, investors would come when they see what we are doing as partners, and they will know that no state is isolated. There are states here we are partnering. We've partnered with Kebbi, we've done rice. So I can see us partnering with Kano and getting very many things done agriculturally, politically, socio-economically, in fact, educationally as well.
When other states is, growing in some areas, and you want to, copy one or two things from them, there's nothing wrong if you go ahead and do the collaboration. So it's a welcome development.
Having handshake between the two states is not a bad idea at all. So that's what can guarantee food security in both Lagos and Kano states.
If you put all the industries in West Africa together, it's not up to the industries in Lagos alone. This kind of economic integration, economic summits and investment summit will equally improve on the infrastructure renewal of Lagos State that the government is currently embarking upon.
And we are also the two biggest gateways, in terms of the airport to the country. So tourism will be key to any state that serves as a gateway, as we do in Lagos, as Kano does, in Kano. There is a lot that we can do, because part of the things that we have realized is that in terms of job creation and opportunities for the teeming youths that make up to 65% of the huge population that you've got in Lagos and Kano, not many people will go to oil and gas. Not many people can be absorbed by the banks or by public sector. The creative economy therefore serves as a veritable platform to take in a lot of our people. And therefore, if you consider the fact that Lagos is the birthplace of Nollywood, Kano is the home of Kannywood, the creative economy, as far as the motion picture industry is concerned, therefore means that we can work together to expand the frontiers and create more opportunities for our younger ones, for our people with skills, with talents, to do things together.
Is it possible for companies in Kano to be able to go into beef production in terms of have cattle, kill the cattle, process them, freeze them, and bring them to Lagos hotels, where the hotels can use, so they don't have to use herdsmen to drive cattle, cows down to the south before we can eat beef. Those are the kinds of possibilities that we can explore.
As we visit Kano today, you will see that we have a very robust market in all respects. Goods that we used to go to foreign countries to seek to buy, we could get some here. Goods that Lagos go to buy from other countries, they could get them in Lagos. With our collaboration, we will definitely create vehicles for creating employment on both sides.
Lagos and Kano have very virile internal revenue systems. Lagos and Kano have a large informal sector. So there's a lot to be learned. They have more of a huge informal sector, and they have successfully enumerated, assessed and collected taxes in that area.
The partnership will not stop on only investment. It will go beyond investment, even on tax issues. When Lagos State partner with Kano and invest on agriculture, at least there could be taxes payable to Kano State government, and some of the taxes might be payable to Lagos State government.
It's probably going to import greatly on the life of the citizenry of both states, both Lagos and Kano, and subsequently have an impact on our state GDP, and with a multiplier effect on national GDP.
If you look at Kano, we have abundant landmarks. We are into a very serious agriculture and livestock. This is one area which I believe Lagos will benefit. There will be an area of collaboration between Lagos and Kano.
Security agencies property. Discussion continued on day 2 of the summit. It was the day the MOU was signed.
they're not just talking, they're working it.
The signing of the Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, between Lagos and Kano signifies the commitment of the state governments to work together in selected areas. For 2 days, leading minds, professionals, subject matter experts discussed fervently on how the two major commercial cities can share ideas and grow together. Topics focused on tourism, security, agriculture, power, transportation, education, internally generated revenue, urban waste management, and ease of doing business, among others.
How do we address the issue of financial inclusion of the larger part of our own society? Look, if I want to buy meat, I should be able to give the meat seller through my phone and pay. I don't need to carry the cash. Because the larger portion of my people are sole traders and they're just individuals. If I integrate them into the pool of that my economy, I've improved on the ease of doing business.
The takeaway from here is that both states, they are not just sharing the vision, they are providing an enabling environment for this vision to be actualized. We are ready for business.
Kano presently is doing a power project. It is hydro, and Lagos State government is pursuing an embedded power program. Kano is small, they are planning 50 megawatts, and Lagos is planning to do 1,000 megawatts in this 2018 alone by end of December. But the partnership we can do is for us to stabilize Lagos and then sell power to our sister states in Kano using the transmission line of the TCN to deliver the power to Kano. But for that to work, Kano government must be ready to put their skin in the game. They must be ready to support with guarantees, and they must also be ready to support the disco in Kano to be able to collect.
A lot will be done to stabilize the formation of the Kano State Security Trust Fund. So in that wise, I call on state governors to please copy this model from Lagos, and we hope the Kano State Security Trust Fund will also grow to be a model for contiguous states and nearby states, to come back and copy from our model.
Aside from being the two most popular states in the country, Lagos and Kano are also rich in culture.
Jallata da babbar Hausa, ko da me ka zo an fika, Kano ta da batun bindiwa.
Kano garin saye da sayarwa a Jallata da babbar Hausa, ko da me ka zo an fika, Kano ta da batun bindiwa.
Allah Ubangiji mai kowa, sarki tabarar baiwa. Sarkin da shi ya kage birane yi wata da batun bindiwa. Kano garin muzakkar birni, birnin da ke tsare mana kewa. Ko da mai ka zo an fika, Jallata da babbar giwa.
Kano garin saye da sayarwa a Jallata da babbar Hausa, ko da me ka zo an fika, Kano ta da batun bindiwa.
Kano garin saye da sayarwa tun zamanin zuwan Larabawa, tun zamanin Shehu Magiliya an san kan saye da sayarwa.
Oyibo, ekolowa oyibo, oyibo, wa
Why you speaking Oyinbo? Oyinbo, you dey Lagos Oyinbo. If I carry you go banana, my guy, you go love Lagos. If I carry you go to Elegushi, you go love Lagos. If I carry you go Niru, my guy, you go love Lagos. Sepe see the police, Governor Ambode Kofoshi, helicopter low for Loki. You cannot deny, you know see. Father Keresi la tèmi ṣá, ọmọ Keresi wọlé bá. Kó dùn kó pọ̀ kó pẹ́ làwọn tèmi ṣá. Ìtẹ̀síwájú Èkó làwọn tèmi wá. It never finish, ọlọ́pàá don get new motor. It never finish, èyí tẹ̀rí yẹn ò ti pọ̀ tó. Òyìnbó, Èkó ló wá Òyìnbó. Oyinbo, why you speaking Oyinbo? Oyinbo, you dey Lagos Oyinbo. If I carry you go Ikeja, my guy, you go love Lagos, yo. If I carry you go Badagry, my guy, you go love Lagos, yo. If I carry you go to Lagos Island, you go love Lagos, yo. Ele Jamo, ele Tiko, ele Bajano. Central of Excellence, lewa in case you don't know. Bijaye, Nimale, Bijaye, Nibele, Bijaye, Kakaki, Dobasumi, Malole. Riding through my city, and now hustle in my city, and now made it in my city. God bless my city. Oyinbo, Èkó ló wá Oyinbo. Oyinbo, why you speaking Oyinbo? Oyinbo, you dey Lagos Oyinbo. If I carry you go Korodu, my guy, you go love Lagos, yo. If I carry you go to Ekpe, my guy, you go love Lagos, yo. If I carry you go BGC, my guy, you go love Lagos. Sepe see the police, Governor Ambode Kofoshi, helicopter low for Loki. You cannot deny, you don't see. Sepe see the police, Governor Ambode Kofoshi, helicopter low for Loki. You cannot deny, you don't see.
Lagos and Kano states have a lot in common in terms of population. They are both cosmopolitan states in Nigeria and, of course, commercial nerve centers of the country. And I believe they will learn a lot from each other. Talking about population, that the Emir of Kano has said that there should be a kind of a population control policy. Well, you know, the Lagos population presently is 24 million and growing on a daily basis, while Kano State is over 10 million. So the need for that population control, because by 2020, Lagos population will hit 35 million. Need for that policy to be in place. Many thanks for watching today's episode of Inside Lagos. I'm Adedoja. Salam Adeni. See you next time. Bye-bye.